fish tank pump. Alright. Let's get this over here. I'll turn that down because I moved that. There we go. That's better. Alright. Let's get some light over here. Mouse. Got it. Got it good. Oh, we got a lot of painting to do today, man. We got a lot of painting, so we got to get to work. Alright. I'm going to work on my contracted pieces first. So, we'll do a couple jerk baits. That's what we're going to do, a couple jerk baits. I'll wipe these down. Tape off the lips. Important to make sure no oils are on it. And tape off these lips. These are 5 3/4 inch weight transfer jerk baits. Really nice, actually. And somebody put in a request for a design. So we'll make his, but then we're going to modify, we do a little bit different because I want his to be sort of a one-off. It's always fun to do a one-off for somebody. It'll be a white base. That's the blank we're going to paint. It's kind of big, huh? It's 5 3/4 inch. Oh, we got a lot of baits. Lots of baits. We've got swims, we've got glides, we've got topwater, we got micro, we got a lot of stuff. Hey, still in ya? Alright. Thanks. Alright. I gotta put the picture of his bait up. Make sure I nail it. There it is. Let's put that picture up there. Alright. Now we got it up there. White. You know, sort of a tinge of green on the chartreuse, so I might do that. And then the black. Alright, white it is. That was the easy part. the easy part. Then we'll have fun with the other one. We'll have fun with his too. There's one white one. Bases. The baby's dry. It's actually a fairly simple pattern. Basically it's only 3 colors, but I know I'm going to have to put this line, yeah, I'll just put a hint line in there. Just toothpick, wet a toothpick. Can't leave it just with a plain white base, so I'll have to put pearlized white on the bottom over this opaque white. Yeah. So I got this very expensive stencil. And the stencil is to make this a smallmouth. I think it's just really expensive stencil for my big bass shad or whatever it's called. Alright. Little reducer in this. I'm going to make these pearl white. So we're just going to paint these pearl white. heavy on the yellow. Just a tad bit of green. We're talking tad, we're talking just wet the tip of the toothpick. Make it a little bit more wetter. Hey, Robert? For those who remember Polaroids. Yeah, we just sort of did this, didn't we? Back in the day. Back in the day, we shook our Polaroids. You stir it like you mean it. Looks like the right color. Sort of a chartreuse. So it's yellow with a tinge of green. There we go. So we're just going to do the back on this. So we've got a pearl white bait right now. For you guys to see, so much light, but yeah, it's got a real pretty back to it. I think that, besides black, that's a cool bait. So let's do this one. I'm going to do this one a little bit different, because that's his. It's exactly what he wanted, except for the black face on it. And this one really kind of for me, like that. That's his. It's mine. And make sure that back is nice and bright. Looks good. Okay, let's get those dry. Still in his back. Installing a roller glass door and listening. I got a lot of baits to paint, man. My next auction is on the 18th, and I just got my baits yesterday, and I basically sold out of my baits on my last auction. So, on Whatnot. So definitely check out Whatnot. Look up Terrible Fishing, no at. I don't know why that didn't take. Maybe somebody had it or something, I don't know. So, but I baits on there now. Okay, so now this is his. Alright, this is just around 8 yards to the gill plate. What he wanted. That's what he wants. Customer wants, customer gets, right? Yeah. And this guy, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this black, I think. Fun with this black. Didn't put that much in it. I wasn't doing much with it. We are going to have a little bit of fun. This is transparent blue. That's his. This is mine. So basically all I did was sort of did an away spray for texture. That's all I did on it. And so now we're going to take a little bit of blue, and we're going to just pull it away. That's what we're doing. I love jerk baits. They work. They just work. I'm going to put a feather tail on this one too, which has some green in it, which is going to be really cool looking. He didn't want a feather tail, so I got some hand-tied feather tails that are just gorgeous. Looks pretty cool. Look at that. Just enough texture. Sort of an out of focus texture. That's what I did on purpose. That looks pretty cool. Yes, it is. I have a bathroom remodel coming up here in the next week or two. Yes, it is the time of year, so my upstairs bathroom is getting completely remodeled. I can get a shower fit in. It's got a phone booth. And so new tub, shower, new putting a bidet in it. I know that sounds stupid, but it's actually pretty cool for a fat guy. Although I'm trying to lose weight. I'm always trying to lose weight. I'm always trying to lose weight. You know, it's just such pain. So, oh, I'm going to start making my own eyes. How cool is that? A true terrible at fishing eye, unlike any other eye, and it will have the name terrible at fishing in the eye. Yes, you will need a microscope or a magnifying glass, but you will be able to see my brand in the eye. So I'm going to do that next week. This isn't hard enough to do to keep up with all these beats, so there we go. Put a red eye on there and it matches it perfectly. And this one right here is just a really neat texture. I like that one. That'll catch fish. So, well, let's do a big one. Which big one? Do my 7.5 inch wake bait. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm wake enough for that. We'll do it in Wakatsu. We'll do a big one. Because actually a fairly simple pattern works really good on these. So this is my 7.5 inch wake bait. You know, it's a fantastic wake bait. It's a beast of a catcher. This is a beast. Alright, so we're going to go with a black base on this. We're going to go with silver. Thinking. We could do sort of a we could do a rainbow trout. Somebody wanted me to do a rainbow trout, so we could do a rainbow trout. Rainbow trout dots. This actually has a nice scale pattern on it already, I think, so I'll have to put one on it. Alright, black it is. Black base. And then we'll go silver over the entire thing. And that's a big bait. A little bit more. So this baby will be one big giant black bait in a second. Need just a couple more drops. Alright, now we got a big giant black bait. Silver. That would look great. Right down the middle. And do that. It'll be a color shifting magenta. Basically purple to magenta. Thanks, letting me cake. That'd be a great color stripe down the middle. And now the black base will work really, really well. Shake it like Polaroid. Old school. I love when somebody understands old lingo. Yeah. This usually takes a few coats of this for it to really look great. There's be a perfect stripe down it. Then we'll put the silver on. Usually I do it the other way around. We need a black base. We don't want to overlap that. Okay. Got to straighten out my tail a bit. Get that nice and straight. one coat. It takes about 3 coats for this to really pop. You see that purple in there. It'd be fun to make it a black, wouldn't it? Probably work really well. Wouldn't be another one like it on the market. Man, that looks good. Sort of almost a grape. That would be that's how I would pretty much, well, it says let him eat cake actually is the name, but it could be let him eat grapes. Look at that. Just look at that purple. We're not really going to see the black spots, so we're going to really change this one up a little bit. I think a dark gray would be awesome on the top water. Put silver on the belly. Love that grape. Make sure I don't run out. Man, that's beautiful. That is so pretty. Look at the blue and the purples in it. Change my mind on this one. This might be one for me, I don't know. If it doesn't sell, it's definitely mine. I'm going to make that tail silver. What do we got left in this? I like to use all of it. That thing is just so gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Such a pretty color. Alright, let's clean this out and work on the silver portion. It really is a beautiful bait. And it's gonna, the nice thing is it's a top water bait. It is a weight bait. So with the flash of silver and the blues, purples, the splashing it's going to do, it's going to be awesome. Like I said, nobody buys this. It's definitely one that I'll catch fish with. catch fish with this. I might be making my turner today. That'll be interesting. I got so much stuff in the queue right now. So much stuff in the queue. You know, with making eyes, making my bait turner, doing... It's like I've got a job. That's what it was. It's like I got a job again. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Alright. Let's get this silver on the belly. Just layer, layer, layer. Layer, layer. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm running out of it, so let's put some more silver in here. Giving it a silver belly. And maybe bring it up. I'm thinking as I'm painting. Which happens a lot. Tie in the tail, silver. Maybe the chin. Not too much. Lighten the head a little bit, sort of set the head apart. Nice silver belly. Yeah. Probably bring it, no. Look at that color, guys. Oh, it's gorgeous. Nice silver belly to it. Sets it off. Maybe work on that head. Just set that head up a little bit. And I want to, but I don't want it total silver green. Just a miss to get that purple to pop through that silver a bit. And that looks pretty good. Pretty good. It's hard to fix what's not broken, right? That looks, it's a simple beat, but it's gonna kill it. Sort of like the one the guy wanted, you know? I mean, sometimes simple works. That is a beautiful, beautiful bait. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. I mean, look at that. That is, look at the color shifts in it. And then you got that bright silver belly to it. Oh, I lightened the head and tapered the tail a little bit on the silver, so the tail pops a little bit. Oh man, that looks really good. Put a terrible fishing eye on that baby. That's right. Caught. They'll be holographic eyes too. That is beautiful. That's a gorgeous bait. Really nice bait. Oh, what's next up for the factory here? These are big baits. These are big baits. Some of them. Bluegills are so hard. We're gonna do. What do we got? An hour? Got another hour left. Oh, actually, I got 2 hours, so we're good. So, this is a high relief bluegill pattern. Really high relief bluegill pattern. And so that means I need to get a bluegill picture up here. I have a really good one. Let's get that bluegill picture up here. Smallmouth, which I'm going to do not right now. Is it a screenshot? No, I don't think so. Well, the pictures. I have to go to my keyboard. Type in blue. So search through everything here. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. We got our bluegill picture up. Now with a white base. Are they made from molds? Oh, hey casters. These are blanks I buy. I buy just the blank. And then from a company, a guy, this is a company, actually he's got a store too, Lure Build. And James always takes good care of me. So, and you know, this is the one we just painted. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's going to be fantastic on the water. That's a wake bait. This was somebody who sent me a picture. And this turned out exactly. It's really hard. There's too much light on this camera. Let me see if I can maybe add a filter on that light or that camera, and see if I can't knock down the. Camera, there. I'm going to add a filter, sort of color correction. Okay, so there. Let's see if that helps a little bit on that brightness, because it's crazy bright. So this was his. He wanted when this turned out exactly like the picture he sent me. Still, seems a little too bright, the picture. So anyway, it's a chartreuse back, platinum, black head. And then we just painted this wake bait. Look at that. It's actually turns purple and blue. I went with a silver belly tail, lighten the head a little bit on it. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And I painted this one for me. I like a little texture on my crankbaits. This is going to have a hand-tied feathered tail on it. It's going to look really, really good. So, I paint shop fancy doing my van. You know, I did my '69 Dodge Charger. I had done all the body work on my '69 Charger, and I took it to paint shops. And I worked a year and a half on that, straightening that, you know, getting the lines and everything on my Charger just fine. And the paint shops wanted to charge me anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 to paint my car. They thought I had a lot of money. Well, I don't have a lot of money. That's why I did all the work myself. So I watched some videos, read some books, and I converted my garage into a paint booth. I cleaned out my garage, plasticed it, water. You know, I grounded the car to the ground and water, and then I rented an HVLP compressor. I bought my own gun and $300 in paint, and a buddy. You know, we had respirators on, and he made sure the hose, the air hose, did not touch the car while I was painting it. So I'm laying on the paint, and in the end, at the end of the day, I had a fantastically painted car. Not a run, and not a speck of dust on it. $300 in paint. I think I paid $100 for the rental. And those idiots want to spend, charge me $7,000 to do what I did for 500. Ridiculous. So sometimes it's not as hard as you think it is, because I had never painted a car before. Painted other stuff, obviously. I've been an airbrush artist for 40 years, but I figured, all right, I've done everything else to this car. I've rewired it. I designed the dash. I did the interior. I did the suspension. Did the engine. It was like, why can't I paint it? It's probably the easiest part of the car, and it was. Painting a car was the easiest thing I did to that '69 Dodge Charger myself, because I did everything to that Charger except for the tranny. I had a Top Fuel guy build my transmission. So, but yeah, fantastic. Really was I had to sell it. Unfortunately, I had to sell my Charger. We needed the money, and it was worth quite a bit of money. And I had to sell it. I didn't want to sell it because there wasn't a nut, a bolt, a wire on that Charger that I did not do, except for the trend. But boy, that guy did such a good job. You should have seen his garage. It was all Top Fuel, custom cars, just muscle cars. I mean, once you walked into his garage, you said, "Okay, I brought it to the right guy." So my wife, I did all the work myself. It cost me about $20,000 to restore that Charger, and it was a mess when I got it. And because I did all the work except for the tranny myself. But the whole drivetrain I replaced too, the entire drivetrain. And like I said, the front and rear suspension completely redone. The diff, brand new diff on it. I miss my car. And I sold it to a guy who was an idiot. Sold it to a guy that was an idiot. Now we're going to tape off this tail. I don't think I want paint on this brown tail. So I'm going to tape off this tail. And so it was like giving your daughter to an abuser. He just didn't take care of my baby. He didn't understand it, The transmission, I made a slapstick. And, slapstick is not an automatic transmission. You got to manually drop it into second and third. And he didn't quite understand what a slapstick transmission was. I had a Top Fuel guy make my tranny. So you never see, a drag race car with an automatic tranny. They're not using a clutch. They're slapsticking it. And, they're just dropping it from gear to gear. And he just didn't understand. So he replaced the transmission. And when I built that engine, I did so much to it. Everything was well thought out. Needs, must, hey, it's a bummer. Ouch, I know the feeling of getting something you love. Yeah, it was. He replaced the tranny. And then I saw it on eBay for sale. And he said it wouldn't hold an idle because the build was aggressive. Well, that's not true. When I gave it to him, it was perfect. I did do a little bit aggressive on my cam, but it held an idle perfectly. And he just didn't take care of it. It was really one of the most, it was like getting your, well, I didn't even get my daughter back. So it was horrible. if I ever do another 69 Charger, which I'm always looking for, I'm never selling it. Because it didn't help in the end. I needed the money to support our store. We owned a store. And it just didn't help. So in the end, I lost my car and my store and declared bankruptcy. That was a long time ago. What was it? Well, 2008, 7, 8. It was 2008. Alright, we got a nice white bluegill now. Nice white bluegill now. Put that picture up there. I didn't realize a lot with a picture better when it's up there better. Oh, common sense. Long time no see. I see you're doing really well. You're catching big bass over at Maloney's or someplace. my home area. So we painted just a few so far. I'm gonna do a bluegill here. And I will tell you that this topwater that we painted, I catch a ton of big bass with this. And look at this. Look at the color shift on that. So I got that silver belly. Look at the blues, the purples, the magentas on that. That is a beautiful, beautiful bait. It's 7.5 inch. Wake bait, and this thing is a killer. And more. I mean, they come up and they did a couple jerk baits, back in a bit. Okay, casters. And then this was a contract. This is somebody that wanted me to paint this one. Yellow back, it's a chartreuse back, platinum body, black head with a red eye. And this week we're going to be making, or next week we're going to be making eyes. Maybe this week. So, making eyes, I know, it's going to be really cool. So we're going to do that, and so now we've got our white base. Now basically we got a big, it's a white crappie, or a white gill. So we've got, alright, so we got a good texture on it, so we need red, we need some yellow, we need a lot of yellow and a little bit of red, but we only have a white base, so we're going to go with the transparent yellow underneath it all. And then highlight it with some reds. You know, nice thing about bluegills, they do have the blue and the magentas too. So they got that deep purple around the gill sets. Oh, wait! Look at this. Let's see. Oy. So I do have some great glides in here that I have to paint, and I sell them on Whatnot. But this is a big belly shad glide. I get to cut the tail myself, which is really nice. And we've got the hooks pivot, so both hooks swivel on this one. It's a fantastic glide, and I bought, it was a $40 stencil. this stencil, go over it. I use a stencil, I mean, it's really more of a smallmouth, pattern on it. But I can also modify it, I think, and brush it a little harder in certain areas for a bluegill pattern if I wanted to. So, really, 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 really nice. And then I got a couple 5.5-inch glides. So we'll get to those in time. In time. I got this is a really fun. I don't usually use the holographic foil in it, but I can. But I love it's got an echo chamber in this wake bait, and it's got a really good echo in it. It's a metallic echo chamber. So instead of hearing plastic, you're hearing metal. And so it's got a very distinctively different knock to it. And I really like that a lot. It works really well on the water too. And then of course you saw my Imakatsu knockoff. So it's got some pretty cool, we got some really, really good baits. This next show on the 18th is going to be, a higher end show. We'll see how it goes. I've been doing really well on Whatnot for my first month. Sold out of my baits, and so we're going to do that and see what we can do. I mean, we'll see if I can up the ante a little bit. I've been looking at other auctions, and they're selling crap for much higher. And I put Gamakatsu 1/0 hooks on this baby right here, and I use really, really, really good hooks. I mean, just my hooks are $2 or $3 each. And if you don't have a good sticky hook, you're going to lose your bait, your fish. So we're going to put we're just going to coat this with this transparent yellow. So we're going, because I really want, and then we're going maybe with a transparent blue. So we're just going to do this. One thing about doing the bluegill, it's just layers after layers after layers. That's what it ends up being. It's just layers after layers after layers. And one color bleeds into the next color, and it's just a lot of work. Bluegills are a lot of work. They should be my most expensive bait because it takes about an hour to really get the bluegill to pop the way I want it to. People buy them all the time. Now we're putting sort of a transparent green over the got a fog. Oh, there it goes. Like I said, it's so basically we're just making layers after layers after layers of colors on a bluegill. And it's crazy, but little areas darker than other areas. And I look at a picture all the time. So you start with light colors and you work up to dark colors, and when you're painting stuff, and because you can't, it's hard to get light colors to shine through dark colors. It's easy to put dark colors in light. Alright, let's clean this out. I'm going to put a different color in here, because that was yellow and blue, greens. So basically we got a nice sort of a light yellow green on the base of this fish. Yeah, that big belly shad that I got, it's for big fish. That is a big fish bait. Perfect too, because you know the swivel hooks are just fantastic in it. These are going with the basics, you know, red, yellow, blue. Whenever you start painting, always start with a lot of white, a lot of black when you buy your paints, and then red, yellow, blue, because you can do anything you want with these. Don't worry about all those fancy colors. You know, as you get better and you sell a few here and there, then you can go ahead and buy things like silver, which you can make silver. All you gotta do is put a little pearl black and white, and you got yourself silver. So you're good. And a little blue. Silver has blue in it, by the way. But if you're not very good at coloring, you know, picking colors, buy a color wheel. Color wheels, you can dial in your color. It tells you the mix. Color wheels are very cheap. In fact, you can probably print one on your computer. And so, really simple. Alright, so we want to go with sort of a orange. So I'm going to put yellow. Again, these are just the bottom layers of this bait. Just the bottom layers of this bait. These are the layers that's going to sneak through the black and stripes and blue. And whenever you mix paint, remember that dark colors have the strongest pigments. So always color light colors, or tint it. Do not try to tint a dark color into something lighter, because it's not gonna work. Because that little bit of red that I just put in there is powerful. And all I did was wet the toothpick. A little bit of paint goes a long way. If you need to thin your paint, use a reducer. They are water-based, you can do with water, but I use a 4011 reducer on finer tips. This is a medium tip. You don't really have to do it as much with this tip. So now we've got our orange. You can sort of start seeing this bluegill start to come into color a little bit. We ran out of my orange, so you have to make some more. You really only need like 4 or 5 drops, but sometimes you run out. And that's where your skill set to try to match it again, but that's alright. Again, when you're wetting the it's easier to make it darker, you just can't make it lighter. I'm going to make this a little darker though. I like that idea. So to graduate the, again, you're just using 1 drop at a time of paint. we're wetting the toothpick. Said, I'm just looking at a picture, and every time, I'm visualizing what I'm doing up there with what's going on down here, and you try to see the layers of the bait. Add more layers to your paint, and you get a darker color, or a brighter color, depending on your. You can see sort of that orange coming up underneath, and then again we got a lot of black to put on here too, and we got some blues, so and then we're going to put a little bit of pearl right around there, and then we got to really make that fin to stand out, the side fin, and then the back we're going to use sort of a, looks like a darker green for the back fins, and so that'll be really nice. It looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. It looks pretty good so far. It looks pretty good so far. Alright, come on. So now, this out. This matches my base trout color well. I'm going to be doing some trouts. I will be doing some trouts. It's been a request, so. Alright. So now and dry this, and we're going to come up with some other stuff here. So I forgot to even add this. I'm going to do this metallic white right along the chin. I'm going to have to take that off a bit. I want that line. So we'll use some blue, some painter's tape. Always use painter's tape. Doesn't leave a residue, and it's so much easier to work with. Metallic white. Interesting. And that'll give the chin a really cool flash as this glide comes through the water. I think fastback green would be great for the fins. We're going to do fastback green for the fins. And then I'm going to put this underneath the chin. Again, this is a very complicated bait. I know people just, I never get paid for my time for these things. Alright? I do it because I love it. This one will sell for 20 bucks or so. And I want you to know my time is worth a lot more than that. But all the stuff on it, it's a $10 bait just in equipment, that's on this thing. When you consider not just the paint, but the hardware on it, the clear coats on it, Um, it's it is just to pay for my fishing. That's what it is. This is really one way I pay for my fishing. It is the way I pay for my fishing. So now we're going to do some taping, some masking, because I want to get this gill right here, right there. I want that line. So again, we're going to hand paint the bluegill portion. So we're just going to add that there. Alright, so that's good. So that is basically the line I want on this white. So great white. That's beautiful, guys. Now we'll dry this, we flip it and do the other gill. Same way. Really pretty. Again, it's all these layers that make this thing more beautiful. And in the end, you know, when we put the greens on it, the blues, the purples, the black, we put all that on there, it's just going to then you'll have to really look at the bait to see all the work that went into it. And that's why when I look at a picture, I'm actually seeing underneath each layer what makes one color pop more than the other, and it's really something underneath the layer. Really pretty. I mean, to be honest, just the way that sits right now is gorgeous. That would catch a fish. But we're not doing that, right? I'll take a shortcut, right? This will be a $30 bait. I mean, again, people don't, maybe I won't get it. Yeah, maybe people don't want to pay 30 bucks for a bluegill glide. But they should. You get what you pay for. You really do. See, I touch to see if that's dry up here on the gill, because I'm going to paint that anyway black. So if I put my fingerprint on it, I'm okay. Alright, let's take the tape off really slow. So right there, I mean, you can see that white. God, you know, what is with this? It's so bright. Now I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark. But you can see that gill plate that I just painted in that metallic white. But now I can't paint, so then I gotta put the lights back on because, you know, I gotta be able to see what I'm painting. So now we're going to take this off, this side of the gill plate. All right, good. Is that side? Hey, Radman. How you doing, buddy? Working on a bluegill. Working on a bluegill glide. Use a lot of blue tape on a bluegill. Wow, it's just so pretty, guys. I don't know, you're not seeing it in the cameras, but it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The colors are just starting to really show through on this, and you know, it's just the colors are just starting to come through, and boy, it's so pretty. All right, so now, how much do you sell? This will be about $25–30 for this one, because this is a very complicated. It takes about an hour for me to at least paint it. It takes 4 days to make a bait, but it takes about an hour to paint this. And I mean, I have lower priced baits, so you know. The more complicated the paint pattern, the more I should charge. But you look at glide. I mean, look at a 6 cents 9-inch glide. You know, that's a $75 bait from 6 cents. You know, I ain't paying $75 for a 6. I love 6 cents. Don't get me wrong. I love them, but I ain't paying $75 for a 6 cents. That's for sure. Because I can paint a glide. And the most expensive glide bait I paint is $50, and that's the big shadow one. You know, that blake's very expensive, and you know, this one right here, I catch probably the most fish on this blake. This one right here is probably my most successful. It's a topwater wake bait. So in July and August on Lake of the Woods, when it's 75–78 degrees surface temp, I mean, the bass is just jumping out of the water, hitting this thing all day long. And so I'll catch a ton of big bass on that. So, all right, so now we're going to go with, I'm going to make a purple. All right. And there's just a very little purple on a bluegill, right along that gill plate. So, I mean, it is just a little bit of purple right behind that black spot, you know. And it is just very little. 4 drops of that, and then a toothpick. Still got some of that white in here, which is really cool. It's going to make a really cool color in here. So we left a little bit of that metallic white in here. It's going to make a really cool purple right there. So I sell them on Whatnot, by the way. My next auction is on the 18th on Whatnot. It's an app or a website. And so basically all these paints, all these baits, I'm painting for that show, that auction. And then a few requests. Some people have requested certain baits up from me, and I'm going to have to clean this out, I think. Got a little bit of a... I don't want it to come up too hard. There it is. We'll do a good clean on this. Yeah, so, but if you have a suggestion, you know, there's an email below. You can put in a suggestion like this guy did, and beautiful. All right, so this right here, we're just going to, this right here is just a slight purplish haze right there. Again, I don't really care about the gilt, they'll be black, the actual spot. I'm just laying it really little bit here and there. And this is sort of a purple. You probably won't even notice it, but I do. What is the best bait for around this time of year? I got my picture over the Lake of the Woods. Oh. You're a local guy. You're a local guy. All right, so right now Lake of the Woods stinks. But this week, probably tomorrow, we get a load of 1,000 trophy trout. That'll wake up the lake. So, the water's 47 degrees right now, which is pretty cold. What you're going to work is you're going to go low and slow, basically, on the lake. So you're going to use soft plastics for the most part, or a deep diver knocking it off the rocks to hope for a good strike there. I would use maybe a spinner. Now that's for bass. Now if for trout, this weekend they'll be hitting because they're putting 1,000 trophy trout in the lake tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I usually do it on Thursdays, and so they but I would fish the lake this weekend. If you use a large glide, a trout glide, you would probably end up getting a nice German brown, because the German browns will start coming up and hitting those stocks. And although they're doing trophies, So the cool thing is about been doing trophy trout, if you put an 8-inch glide in there, or a 7-inch glide, like that, the German brown is going to hit that glide because it's more edible. So we put a little bit of purple on this. Like I said, it's one of those colors that's very faint, and you probably won't even see it when you first see this bait, but when you look at the bait, you will see it. It hides underneath the color of a bluegill. So we're going to take this brush apart and we're going to do a little cleaning, because we've done quite a bit of painting with it. And we need to clean it up. We need to clean it up. So, use this, I mean, right now, this weekend, if you want to catch your limit in trout, it's real simple. Use a water bobber, a 3 to 5 foot leader, and power bait. And in about an hour, you'll catch your limit in trout. Simple. Me, I like reaction strikes. I'm going to be using, I'll use a spinner. But I like spinners. And I make my own spinners. And so it's kind of fun. I like catching stuff on stuff I make. So, I would, I mean, if you just want to catch fish, water bobber, 3 to 5 foot leader, toss it out there, let it sink, and start pulling in the trout. You should catch about 20 trout. I mean, you're putting 1,000 in there, come on. But your limit's, your limit's 5, so be honest. The good thing about stocking a lake with trout, it wakes up the lake. So the lake's real sleepy right now. It's hard to catch a fish right now. And but Lake of the Woods will wake up this weekend. Then the crappie will be coming up. The bass will be waking up. Because at 47 degrees, we should be able to get some bass. It snowed on me yesterday, just FYI, when I was on the lake. And I looked at my live yesterday, it was snowing on me. Very frustrating. It was like, it's snowing. Snow on me. So anyway, do that. If you do that, it'll work. Alright? Always drop stuff. It'll work. These spinners though, go use a nice slow spinner. The Blue Fox works really good, although my spinners work really good at any speed. I mean, my spinners, I can barely crawl it and it'll still spin. And I do have some videos on how to make a spinner. Really nice. And to be honest, you can make a spinner for $1. We do sell my baits at, I don't sell my spinners because Joel has enough spinners on the wall. A ton of spinners on the wall at the marina. But as the water warms up, the baits that I sell up there for bass, they'll actually, there we go, nice, perfect spray. It's clean now. It's one thing about doing a long bait, something that takes forever to make. So basically, see, the different colors that we got on this thing. It's just crazy. So All right, so now we're going to lay down a sort of a blue green. It's called fastback green. And we're going to do that on the fins. And that is the underlayer, because black is the last thing you put on a bait, you know, for color. It's the last thing that you paint. So as we build up all these different colors, so when is the next time? Oh, I'll be going Saturday, I think. Weather's good. I don't want it to snow. It was freezing yesterday. It was so cold yesterday. Oh, I couldn't even feel my hands. I bought a stupid hand warmer. I never bought a hand warmer before. I went to the marina and I can't feel my hands. They go, you're crazy. I go, I know. But I drove up here. I'm going to definitely fish. So probably Saturday. It should be biting really good, because the thing is, when you throw in that 1,000, fish make an audible sound. All right, when they even when they're passive, they're shocked, they're frenzied, you know, they're eating, they make sound. You know, tick, 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 you know, they make a lot of, and it's different. There's a whole company that made something called a hydrowave that recorded fish sounds. So, so I would, when those 1,000 are introduced tomorrow, it's going to be loud under the water. You won't hear it, but the fish will hear it. And 1,000 15 to 17-inch trout being introduced into that lake for the first time. It's the first stocking of the year. And then next week there's 1,300 more, sort of half and half next week. That noise is going, that party, okay, or yelling of these fish underwater will wake up the lake. It transmits for a long distance. And so anything off of the edge is going to do it at the main ramp. So, because it's the only ramp open right now. And you're going to, fishing will be fantastic this weekend. Maybe I'll go Friday. Maybe I'll avoid the weekend crowd. I don't know. All depends. I don't like the weekend crowd, although it's not a lot of weekend crowd right now. It really isn't. A lot of people are not fishing. I mean, there's only 4 boats on the lake yesterday. So it wasn't that much yesterday. So now we're going to tape off, sort of mask off the body on this bluegill. I want just want the fins to receive this green. So now we just mask off the body right there. I don't want the green on there, so this particular color, I want this only on the gill. Again, you guys get to see what I go through to make a bait. People who buy my baits, unless they watch the channel, they don't really get to see all the work that goes into this. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and nice rattle on this one. And so it's so that's why they probably wonder, you know, why am I charging $30, you know, on this bait? Because it's hard. It's a very difficult pattern. So lots of colors in it, tons of colors in it. I mean, think about the blues, the purples, the magentas, the yellows, the greens, and bluegills hand painted And again, the cool thing too about a hand painted bait is that it's different. It's not the same bluegill that maybe 6 Cents makes or whoever. And it's just, you present something different to a bass, and that's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. We'll do the fins last. Because bass have instinctive memory. They don't like hitting the same thing twice. And they remember what they hit before. So when something presents itself as a little different, okay, when it presents itself a little different, it will get fooled. So now we're going to spray this at an angle. And by spraying it at an angle, we get lines where only spraying one side of the relief. We're just darkening the tips right now. Yeah. I love when a plan comes together, dude. You remember the A-Team? Love it when a plan comes together. Look at that. Just got that green. Now we're going to work on the fins here. These side fins. We gotta paint those. So we gotta dry the back fin so we don't smudge it. So it's like a work of art. That's what it is. Saw your lures. There might need to buy one next time. Yeah, thanks. Are you? Do you have a boat on the water, Redman? Do you have a boat on the water? I know most people with at the lake. I mean, they know me anyway. One guy yesterday, James was his name, and he goes, "Oh man, I saw that German brown you caught last night on your channel." Yeah, I go, I landed it, and then it flipped out of the boat. About a 27-incher. It was a big brown, We have a little ding, awesome. Well, mine's a little 12.5 foot Sea Eagle folded cat. I mean, it is crazily fitted. If you see my boat, you're going to think, how did you fit all of that, Mike? It's crazy. That looks really good, guys. This looks really good. So far, we haven't done the black yet. This is the black will it'll create that peekaboo of all these colors we've put on here. We're going to do the fins next. So we're going to do the side fins next. We got to tape those off. That's crazy, huh? But you can start to see the colors. See all the colors that we're starting to get on this? And that's really, when you start to see your bait start to really pop, a little bit here, a little bit there. And it's kind of exciting for the artist. It may not be like I said, to get my money's worth out of these, ridiculous. I'm not going to. You're not going to get your money's worth out of it. People don't want to pay for all the work I've just put in it, you know? They just don't want to pay for it. And I don't blame them. I mean, you can get a bait to catch something, you know, by a mass manufacturer. It's like the angle of spray too has a lot to do with sort of that 3D presentation. Oh, that looks good. You'll see in a sec. I'll pull the tape off. Everything looks better unmasked. Back on the call the other week, or... Oh, yeah. Okay, I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are. My little brother. You're my little brother. You're my little brother. Alright, so look at that. Oh my god. Look at that. So, look at that. Now that's the fin. Again, people who buy this don't really appreciate what it just took to make that fin. Now with kids, kids love me because, you know, I give them stuff. I give a lot of kids a lot of stuff. And I do have baits that I purposely bought on this shipment that in the summer I'll hand to kids. We're almost to the black. He's working. Thanks. It looks, it's, you know, each layer, you know, like I said, it's a piece of art. And people, like I said, people just don't realize the little things it takes to make a hand-painted bait. You know, I mean, it's just so pretty. Pick that up. So we haven't even done the black yet. So the black is actually coming up. And, but what, I mean, you got that beautiful fin on it and, you know, stuff. You know, stuff. Like like I said, this is an hour and a half bait. This is not an easy bait to paint at all. And it's just not an easy bait. Alright, so let's get that dry, and then we're going to clean out the brush. Actually, yeah, I didn't put any reducer in this, so we're going to pour some of this back in my little jar. Because there's enough to do another bait in there, I think. And now you're related to Brandon and Cameron and those guys, aren't you? I met you guys over at Wendy's, I think, on a break. Alright, now we're going to start working. Now, we got to dry this really well, because we're going to do a lot of masking to get these stripes right. So I don't have a mask. So each bluegill is very, very different on this, and it takes a lot more work. Because bluegill stripes are not perfectly straight. So we're going to tear some pieces of tape in order to create that effect of the stripes on a bluegill. That's what we're going to do. So we've got to mask this up pretty good right now. And really going to have to get all this green out, because we are working with black. Black's such a strong pig, you'll never see that green in it. Alright, now we got to take our blue tape, and we're going to start tearing it up. Tear it up. So now, we're going to make we're just tearing this up. We don't want any perfectly straight edges, because, you know, the stripes on a bluegill are not perfectly straight. So basically we're going to just create, this is like one side of one line on the bluegill. And it's a good sized bluegill, so maybe a 1/4 inch stripe. And just tear this down. Tear that in half. And what we're going to do, we're just going to lay these down in there. Remember, what you're tearing is not the stripe. You're tearing the blank spot, you know, on the fish. So you have to think in a negative way, like a negative on a photograph. You're basically working the picture backwards. So this is actually the unpainted area that we're creating right here by pulling the tape off. And what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down. So really 1, 2, probably get about 5 stripes on here. basically, well, you know what I mean. I hope. Although people nowadays don't know what a negative is. Used to, now, Common Sense lives in an area I used to manage some camera stores down on 12th and J, the camera center. Brooms own it, and probably still, although Glenn's probably the owner nowadays. But I used to manage a camera store back in the 80s, and he lives, I think, in Turlock. Alright, guys. Oh, there's Bella. That's my kitty cat. Alright. Hey, babe. Hey. So now, we're going to take this. We got all these little strips right here. And remember, this is the unpainted area, so we want to sort of add this to there. We're just adding stripes now to our bluegill. See how this is sort of working? Hey, Mama.
Down here working yesterday, and you should have seen him watching me. Hi, Fish. So your phone was ringing.
Oh,
and I am late to go meet with Elizabeth's teacher.
Okay.
We're stuck on a geometry concept, and she's going to help me get unstuck. And I will be right back to
Here's a beautiful one. You love that.
Oh yeah, purple.
Purple, blue color shift. So pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. I'll be right back to take Russell to school.
Oh, okay. I'm doing a. This is a bluegill.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? This is a lot of work. This is an hour and a half fish.
Huh.
Hour and a half.
Your phone in case you
my
want to
phone is.
called.
Oh, I don't really answer my phone. You know.
Russell is not awake, but.
Okay.
To my knowledge.
Let's see who. I'm gonna have 3 for you. I don't know how to work a phone. So here, recents. Potential spam. That's what it always is. It's always potential spam. Okay, so you can see sort of these stripes that we just put on here. And we're going to, just work the paint. So we're going to take a black pearl. I like the shininess of it. Although on a bluegill, it's not really very shiny. So if we actually get, let's see what we got. We got opaque black right here, right? Do I have a transparent black? I think I do. I do. All right. We're going to use a transparent black because the stripes aren't real harsh, like they are on other fish, and so on a bluegill, the stripes are light. So we're going to use a transparent black on this. And again, it is little things like this. And it's just little things like this. Gosh, you could like a Polaroid. We're going to thin this too, because I don't want it to. I mean, it is a transparent black, but usually I don't use transparent black that much. So this will be really nice, I think. Go through a lot of toothpicks. But when we put the spot on it too, that'll be really, really good. So I'll bring that down just a little bit on the head, around the eye just a little bit too. So Here we go. I gotta stand up for this. Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. This one. Oh, I'm parked behind you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry.
That's all right. I'll move it. So getting those stripes on it.
Yeah, getting the stripes on.
Really hard. Tough one. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Let's get these stripes on. This is actually the exciting part. Really, you want it to fade down at the bottom. All right, I'm back. Kathy doesn't like driving my truck. One, it's a big truck. Two, it's a stick. She knows how to drive a stick. That's what's so crazy. She owned a stick for many, many, many years. So we're going to use this tape on the other side. So we got to dry this side. And this is just the stripes. So we're going to blend those stripes on the back side too. So we're going to be great. It's going to be really, really, really pretty. So don't worry about, you know, when you we actually going to use that plaque to finish that off a bit. So basically the stripes. But now I'll show you something So now, see those stripes? So we sort of blend that back. We're really not done with this even after the black. Black is not the last color we put on this. Believe it or not. Black is not the last color we put on this. And we want to fade it. Because, you know, those stripes, they just don't stop. You start to see all those neat little colors off of the contrast of the black, you know. And again, you guys can appreciate what we've just done. Got to blend that black into the back. Get that in there. All right. Hour and a half of work so far. Yeah, we've been at this almost an hour and a half on this one bait. All right, this is just one bait that we've been working on. I gotta go. Have to get ready for service. Oh, have fun out in service, my friend. Yeah, it's a good. And Wednesday service is always good. So, all right. So here we go. We gotta. Have fun in service. Man, that's really is very, very pretty. So now, I told you it wasn't the last color. I think I've got some transparent red. That's opaque. Do I have transparent red? Maybe, probably not. We're just going to have to spray further away. To make something more transparent, just pull that brush farther away from the bait, the surface. I'm just going to add just a little bit of red. Over the top. Three or four drops ought to do it. So now, again, we're just pulling it far, far away from the bait. And we're just getting that. Look at that. So cool. Man, that's very cool, guys. Really, 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 really cool. So now, I'm going to take some black, add it to that red. There's very little red in there. Remember, black is the strongest pigment you can have. So now we're going to take a brush, an artist brush, bluegills are known for this wonderful little spot right here. So we're going to paint it by hand. Couple coats. That's pretty. What am I doing, Mike? Get the dryer, not the hairbrush. Don't grab the wrong thing. Good thing too, we can take this, we can highlight. Give a little texture to the fin. Yeah, perfect. Oh, it's perfect. And again, it's stuff like this. It's a $30 bait. Thin a little bit, a little bit of texture to it. Oh my goodness, that's really nice. Again, would you guys pay $30 for that bait? I hope so. A couple more to do. About 3 of these. Time to get more coffee. Coffee's cold. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to put some more coffee in my cup. Be right back. my warmer. Always drop stuff. Alright, so that is a finished bluegill. Well, without eyes, without clear coat. That, look at that. There are so many colors underneath there. I mean, you saw blues, purples, yellows, greens, magentas, just a lot of really neat colors on there. I mean, look at that. We got pearls, we got flats, we got a lot of stuff going on this bait. You just a lot of stuff going on in this bait. Again, it's an artist thing, you know. It's just, and when you put the clear coat on it and all that wonderful stuff, I mean, look at it. You can, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera as well as I do, but my baits always look better in person, okay, than they do in photographs. But look at that. It's just so cool. But that turned out so neat. I mean, of course, I know. I go on and on about stuff I do, and probably looks like I'm doing a, you know, but I know what it, you know, an hour and a half. It took an hour and a half to paint a bluegill. That's what it takes. An hour and a half to paint a bluegill. I was wondering if I had the stamina this morning to do that one. It's just a lot of work. A lot of work. Let's clean off the hands a bit. Alright, let's see, what else? Ooh, we got more stuff. This is a job nowadays. It's just, a lot more stuff to do, more stuff. Let's put more water in my cleaning bottle. All right, coffee break. All right, let's go with something a little easier. Ooh, you know what? Oh, where is it? Where are they? I think it's in the other box, right? Oh yeah, baby. Oh. All right, we're going to do 2 of these. I don't know. No, I'll have to do 4 claws. I love this bait. Gave it to a kid. Didn't want to give it to the kid, but he wanted it. And yeah, I'm a sucker. This is a craw. This is a craw. It's a round bill craw is what it is, and it is a 3D craw. I mean, it's got claws, okay, that I attach to it, and it makes a clackety sound. It does have a BB in it, but the arms may hit it so much violently that it makes a great sound just off of the claws. So, I gotta tape those bills off. Actually, should I tape off the bill? Yeah, I should tape off the bills. Sometimes you can paint the bills, but no, this time I'm going to have to tape them off. It'll make it look a little bit more natural in the water. These you actually have to spray at an angle in order to get the ridges to pop on the craw. And so there's going to be sort of a yellow, orange, red, deep red to it. You can paint craws blue if you want, but there is a little trick about bass. Bass can't see blue. They have no blue cones. So, if you do go with the blue, it basically sees it as a silver. Bass see blue as silver, so they still see something. I mean, it's not like it's invisible. But, should I do 4 of these? I think I could do 4 of these. Because, you know, I can just put these just like this, so. It's good to, I need to do it a little faster, so let's get 2 more of these. Get 6 of them. 4 more claws. Another claw. These are absolutely stunning when they're painted, and boy, they're so cool looking. I mean, people will pay a lot of money for this because it's cooler looking. They don't appreciate that. But they'll buy it, they'll pay a lot for this because it's cool looking. Looks like an animal. You know, it looks like a crawfish when it's done. Clean those. Need a piece of paper. So here, put the claws on the paper. We'll paint those separately. There. Good. Wipe these down. No oils are on them. I hate it when I paint a bait and there's some oil on it, you know, from hands or whatever, and the paint's just not sticking, you know. So you got to wipe it down your baits prior to, or just with a damp cloth. To painting it. And now, interesting thing about crawfish is that they walk backwards, and so when you paint a crawfish, you got to think a little backwards, sort of like we were thinking like a negative when we were doing the stripes. So we're gonna paint some craws. Do you have any like I no, Timmy. I was freezing cold. It snowed on me at the lake. But they should put the stock in today, or tomorrow, Thursday. And that'll wake up the lake, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then next week they're going to do it again. And look what an hour and a half of work right here. There's an hour and a half of work on this bluegill. They take a long time to do. Bluegills take a long time to do. Alright, so we're going to do a white base on these crawfish. Let's get the piece of paper out with these the claws. Thing is, you got all these claws. This is this is a multi-jointed bait, it's just, so we're just going to lay those out. We've got to put a white base on all of those. So, there's a lot of parts. So you got all these, and you got the 4 bodies. So, it's just, there's a lot of parts. Once you're painting it, then you got to assemble it. After you clear coat it. So, I'll clear coat all 3 pieces of the bait, and then I will assemble it. Again, this is a really cool bait, but it requires, a lot of people don't paint these because, well, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. I was so cold yesterday. It was snowing. Watch the live. It is snowing on me in the morning. I was frozen. I did have a fish chase a bait up to the surface, and I did get a 1 bite, but I didn't land anything. So, it's just the way it was yesterday. I was so cold, though. I couldn't even fill my reel. My hands were so cold. I didn't clean this out. I'm going to clean this out. So, it'll wake up this week. I ain't worried about the lake. It'll wake up this week. Did you get the shipments at all? Did you get the shipments? Any of them? The one I sent through pirate ship, that big giant one, may have got to you by now. I don't know. Yeah, these craws are so cool, man. These are wild and crazy craws. They look so good painted too. Bam! I just had to get a few of them. Chase these things. These things are going to be chasing all over. I'm going to have to hold them down with my fingers. This is going to be a beautiful red, yellow craw. Really pretty red and yellow. I got 2 more. Maybe I'll make them blue. Blue catches fishermen. Okay, there's my whites. Yeah, it's got my packages, both of them. Cool. Ah, you're very welcome, my friend. I always like putting extra goodies and stuff. People buy from me, I always get a surprise every once in a while. Well, all the time. You always get a surprise. Spinners. I don't know if I gave you a spinner. The spinners work really, 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 really well. Each one of these individually. do the claws. White fingers. Yeah, the spinner works really, really well, by the way. I've been using them, and they're just really good. And they'll spin at any speed. Any speed. Go slow, go fast, do whatever you want. It'll tug on your line. It's a good spinner. I like them. Instead of selling them, I think I'll put one in purchases, you know, and let people, you know, have an all-purpose bait, you know. I think I gave you a couple extra cranks too, and it'll be fun. You got quite a tackle box of just custom baits. Quite a tackle box. Like mine. Your tackle box looks like mine. I don't know when I'm going to go fishing again. Depends on weather and schedules. Maybe Friday or Saturday. One of those 2 days maybe. I don't know. That lake's going to wake up, and it's going to be fun to catch fish this weekend. Really fun to catch fish this weekend. Hopefully we have good weather. I don't want it to snow on me again. I don't mind snow. It's just the wind. I was freezing. Really, 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 really cool. So each one of these claws have to be, you know, painted individually. You can't paint it and it's, you know, assembled because, you know, they're loose. And you can't clear coat it together either, so each one of these will be clear coated individually. One more claw. Done with the white. Yeah, and it was, well, yesterday, because it was, I mean, it was snowing. What was it doing snowing? I didn't see that in the weather report. I wouldn't have gone up there if it was going to snow. Weathermen are stupid. Why can they get the temperature right and not the precipitation? It doesn't make sense to me. Why can they get temperature right and not precipitation? It doesn't make sense. Alright, let's get these baits dry. Black Rifle coffee, man. It's the best coffee ever. Well, there was one coffee that doesn't exist anymore I liked even more. In LA there was a local roaster, and it was called Hanson Coffee. Oh, it was the best. Let me get that picture of the bluegill off of the screen. There we go. Not doing another bluegill right now. So many colors in a bluegill. Must be about 8 layers of colors on a bluegill. Alright. So now we're going to go yellow. I'm going to paint these babies yellow. Not the claws, just the bodies. And we're going to paint it from its butt side, or actually the front side, but its butt side. That's what we're going to do. One thing about doing high reliefs like this is painting it at angles makes all the difference. You can't just you got to paint it at specific angles. So right underneath the shell, the meat, right underneath that meat, this becomes bright yellow. But on the shell, it's red. So we paint this way for yellow, paint this way for red. And this way, that line of yellow just pops out of the meat of the crawfish. And when you're pulling it, because this is your lip, so it's going to be pulled this way, the yellow will expose, will be visible with the red, and it'll look really cool. It's going to look really cool. That's what it's going to look. So there. Because I like really cool paints. Alright, so now we're going to paint this way on these. So we want the meat to be yellow. When we paint the opposite direction with red, and we're just doing the shells. So what ends up happening is that when we paint red on it, the heads are redder than the shell. The shells become kind of an orange, which is really cool. So it's all a matter of angles when you paint high relief like this. And voila. And we've got our yellow on it. And it looks cool at the moment. When I bought my '69 Dodge Charger, scroll back my messages. Ugh. What did you do? I ordered a thermometer for your Weber kettle. Oh, nice. I'm dialed in. Yeah, you are dialed in. Thank you. We'll have to get you. Yeah. Send me an email what you want for that kettle, man. I need that barbecue. I need a good barbecue. My barbecue's so old. My barbecue is so old, and it's just, I don't know, it just sucks. I can't believe you have 11. That's crazy. So I was telling you, when I bought my Charger, it was just a piece of junk. My wife hated it. I paid $5,000, $4,000 for this barnyard find. She hated it. And she just didn't see what I saw. And so when I paint, I see differently. I see the end result. So I know we just put white and yellow on this thing, but I know what that yellow is going to look like in the end. It's going to look hot. It's going to look really cool. So I'm going to take a pearlized red. We're going to darken this red just a little bit with a black. Just get it a little darker than just a plain red. Sort of a blood red. I'm going to make this a blood red. So we're going to take a little bit of black. Toothpick. Just a toothpick. What a toothpick. I'll tell you guys, when you mix colors, you can go forward, but you can't go backwards. We'll put a little bit of because we've got to do the claws too, so we've got to do the claws too. Alright, here we go. Wet a toothpick. Wet the toothpick. darken that red just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, yeah. Do you have a charcoal chimney? No, I don't. I don't have a charcoal chimney. I haven't used charcoal in ages, to be honest. I do not have a charcoal chimney. I know what it is. Alright, so now the red. Okay, this is where it looks really cool. When we start painting the red on it and get that yellow to flash. See what I mean? See that? See the yellow on it? But then from this angle, it's red. How cool is that? This is just so cool. It's just so cool. It looks so cool. I love these baits. These baits are hot, man. Again, we're just painting it right at the front face of the craw. Ugh, dang it. Ran out of red. Thought I put enough in there. It's alright. Almost done with the bodies. I mean, come on, that's just so hot looking. I mean, look at that. This bait is all about, work, not technique for the most part. A little bit of technique. So we're going to take, I'm going to do the claws. I'm going to do the claws. Make my hands nice and red. Those look so cool. Alright, take care, Timmy. We'll see ya. We'll see ya, I'm sure. This is a long live today because I got so much to paint. So much time, so little. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So much to do, so little time. Maybe I'll do a whatnot live too, and so everybody can see all the work going into this. A lot of work. Lots of work. It's a good thing I like doing it. It's a good thing I like doing it. do you think these should sell for? 15? Anybody on? Probably nobody on. Yeah. I don't think anybody's on anymore. I lost all my viewers. I was like, Mike. All these claws done. This is a triple jointed, actually it's double jointed bait, 3 pieces. And it clacks and clings and just makes a really cool sound. Like a real craw. That's the cool thing about this craw. It's just a crazy, crazy bait. 15 bucks, I think, would be a reasonable price to pay for this. That's what I think. 15. $15. Going once, going twice. Definitely one of these are for me because I gave mine away to a little boy. Been wanting to paint more of these. And I just haven't done it. But this is the time of year for the craws to be eaten by the bass. And other fish is a great time of year for us anyway. Other parts of the country, they've had their spawns and stuff, so. But these require screws and stuff like that. I mean, oh, my wife. Hey. Ooh, 9:30 right now. Yeah, let me clean up. All right. I got my boat on the back of my truck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if he's awake either, but I got to clean up, and it's, so. All right. All right, bye. Okay, I might be back. I will be back. Give me a second. 2 flights of stairs. I'm back. Alright. Let's clean my hands off. So they're sticking around. I have to take my boy to school. He can do it remotely. He says kids sleep forever. Hey, Connery. So we just got done painting these craws-ish. Really very pretty craws. Nice cross. There's a multi-jointed thing. Painted this beautiful bluegill. Look at that blue. Took an hour and a half. Bluegills take a long time. Color shift. See that blue, that purple, silver belly on that 7.5-inch wake. This was a contract. Chartreuse, sort of a black back, pearl white, black head on that jerkbait. That's what I've been working on this morning. Sort of a textured one for me. I'm going to put a feather tail on that. Match the colors. A lot of work so far. Alright, where's my... I think I got more paper clips over here somewhere. I need a lot of paper clips. A lot of paper clips. Because we've got claws to hang up. And where are they? Here. I think. No, that's not it. Wait. I'll find it. I got a box of paper clips. So down here someplace. I'm gonna find it. Those are screws. Those are stickers. What are you doing in there? Huh. I have paper clips. Where are they? Hey, get on your hands and knees a lot. It's getting up that's hard. Alright. Where's my paper clips? Can I have paper clips? Love these craws. That cross hot, man. Yeah. Oh, it's a nice looking craw. I like them. Alright. Yeah. And they, once you clear coat the 3 pieces, then you gotta, there's an eye I have to screw in right here. And then a split ring to put the claws on it. And it's a lot of work. That's why a lot of guys don't like doing these. It's not a hard bait to paint, but it's a hard bait to clear coat and assemble. So a lot of painters don't like doing these. They're hard to find, but when you find them, they usually want a fairly decent penny for them. I mean, it's reasonable to ask a little more for them. So alright, put the claws back there. The claws, each claw separately. We do have some beautiful baits right now. Beautiful baits right now. If I do say so myself. We did 4 of these at the same time. And the nice thing about those is, like I said, it's a simple paint pattern, but it is not an easy bait. Sounds a little contradictory, but the hard part's coming on those. The hard part is the clear cut, and then assembly. Sometimes I break them when I assemble them. Again, that's why you don't see a lot of these on the market. Very cool. So those are very cool. You know, clear coated and hooked up, those things are really cool looking. All right. Come back. Yeah, I've been busy. Look, 8 baits. We've done 8 baits. This is pretty good. So we got 2 more of those. Oh, 3 more of those crawls. I didn't know I had 7 of them. Really? 2, 4, 5, yeah. Wow. That's cool. Maybe we'll do some blue ones. You can pop out 4 mini poppers. These are easy to paint and extremely effective. I'll do 4 mini poppers. A whopper plopper popper. I just like saying it. Whopper plopper popper. Warm water killer. That's what these are, warm water killers. Let's clean this thing up. Now these, we're going to go with a metallic white on these. With a tad bit of red. These actually, I mean, these are tiny, tiny, tiny little baits. But the metallic white works so good. On them. Clean this red out. We don't want that red on the white. Still got some red in there. There we go. I'm working it. All right. What did I do with it? Wipe them down. Hook them up. We'll do it that way. Doing a lot of painting today. Got my baits in yesterday and doing good. these guys, these are little, tiny, tiny, tiny little guys. But this whopper plopper plopper is just a magic bait out on Lake of the Woods. Magic. It works so good. Smallies love them. So I'm going to put some white on it. And then we're going to take some of this metallic white on top of the white base. And then we're going to blast it just a little bit with red in the mouth. And that's what we're going to do. And these are fairly simple baits to paint. Like I said, they're magic. Out on the water. These things are magic. It's like almost every cast you'll get a blow up on this little guy. Over by the Aspen area, the Aspen campgrounds. Saying, just toss it as close to shore as you can get it and pull it out. There's Smallies just waiting for it. They are so good. Alright, let's dry those babies up. We'll put the metallic white on it. Take white out. And dark metallic white. Need it more than one hand. 2 hands. Need a need to be a octopus for eating all these, right? Alright. Man, got some gorgeous baits. Shake, shake, shake. Alright, let's make a metallic white. Probably not seeing it, so it's hard for you to see white on white, but hard for me to see white on white. Man, that's just plain old white for you. I tried to put a filter on that camera. It's just, I think it keeps compensating. It just keeps getting brighter and brighter. Now, I've painted this like several different ways, and just a metallic white works really, really well at catching fish. Then I have my proprietary clear coat formula with that color shift. Man. Okay. These are pretty metallic white now. You can't see it because, that camera just keeps, getting really, excuse me, bright. Let's see if I can save a little bit here. Thought there was enough in there to pour out, but there isn't. Now we're going to take some bright red and just sort of tip that mouth. Some bright red. Just get that mouth. 3 drops ought to do it.
After all that, he said he's not going. Sorry.
It's all right.
Just got to the last one. Couldn't figure it out. She couldn't figure it out either. Well, that's no bueno.
So you didn't figure it out at all?
No. She gave me a printout of how what the computer says it is.
Pretty.
So I could continue to go over it, but no, never did figure it out.
Is it important?
It's
Probably.
one question out of 12 in one lesson, so maybe it's not that important. She can pass geometry without it.
Well, if the teacher can't figure it out.
I know, right? Probably why she felt comfortable giving me the answer sheet. Well, I don't know. Here you go. Alright, well I have on my agenda today schoolwork, grocery shopping, geometry, more geometry.
Baits, more baits.
Based on your, I was hoping you would call Bill Perlman today.
Oh, yeah, I've got his phone number on my tablet.
You really like for us.
Yeah.
If not, we'll find somebody else. But it'd be nice to get that done first, because when they said they would drywall, if he moved the light,
Right.
they would drywall after
I got the drywall.
Right.
You got 2 full sheets out there.
Yeah.
Should be because you're building that wall too, so.
Yeah. At some point today, I would like to get some paperwork done for Elizabeth. We had a snafu when she dropped the community college class in winter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So instead of it getting officially dropped, it didn't get dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's on academic suspension at KCC, which means nothing until she actually goes to go there. If she chooses to. So I just need to get the
It was just a,
form.
basically it's just a
Snafu.
clerical error.
Yeah, I have to fill out a form and submit a letter, and I've got it all basically lined up. I just need to get down here to do it because you have the
Computer.
computer to scan in the form and send it all. So I was gonna do it yesterday while you were gone, but then I kind of took the whole day off and didn't do anything.
That's fine.
All right, so those are my 4 things. I'm trying to decide should I just go and make grocery shopping or should I do my schoolwork thing?
Look at these crowds. They're so
Yeah,
pretty.
they're very pretty. They look orange at first glance, but then almost turns to like pink.
Yeah, and there's the red and then the yellow from this side. See the yellow?
Oh yeah.
Those are actually easy to paint, but it's 3 pieces. So I have to screw in an eye here. After I clear coat them, I screw in an eye, and then I have to reassemble. I have to assemble them with split rings, and it's a complicated bait to assemble. But it's a simple bait to paint. I mean, this took me an hour and a half. Yeah, that took an hour and a half. Those do take an hour and a half. People don't appreciate it.
Even though they're easy to paint, they're complicated to assemble. Does that mean more of your time, or is it not that much more?
It's more of my time. Yeah. It's like putting 3 baits together, and and then you got to be careful. You don't break the bottle. They're very fragile. Yeah, normally a crank, jointed crank, is about $10. And this is 15. So, but yeah, up here, I mean, that's $20, and then 10, 10, 30, 15, 50, 50, 50, 50, $10 before we make each of those. So. Huh?
$150.
Is that what it is? far. This is my auction on the 18th. So it takes 4 days to do a bait. So I mean, besides baiting it, you gotta clear coat it.
Still have inventory for the bullets too?
Not much, but they're not selling it yet, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, this last sale I actually did pretty good, so I'm waiting for him to clear the payment so I can put it in the bank account. It's $200 and some odd dollars.
How much money there, dude?
I'm not. I could earn 1,000, but really the $700.
Well, you can't earn 1,000 without paying taxes.
Yeah, sort of. But anyway, we're gotta pay for my fishing.
Right.
Gotta pay for my fishing,
Yes.
which is a tax write-off if I did it. Technically.
I don't know which I'm gonna do first. I need to shop and then do schoolwork, but I'll probably do schoolwork.
That's right. Alright. Good old Bello. Bello.
I'll shop and then do schoolwork.
Okay.
I'll do the work.
Alright.
I'll see you in an hour or so.
Alright. I'll see you then. Bye. Alright. This is awesome. We're making good progress here. Making good progress. Alright, I'm going to exit here and then do a whatnot live so people can see. And that'll advertise my thing. My auction. I need coffee. I always need coffee. Coffee. Alright,